from Medellin, Colombia, one of the most beautiful cities in the world. We Americans remember, of course, this city from the 70s and the 80s with the great drug wars and the cartels of Colombia, Pablo Escobar. But I gotta tell you, I've never felt safer in a city. I've never been in a city much more beautiful than the city of Medellin, Colombia, nestled among the towering mountains around it. I almost feel like I'm in Switzerland. The city is first world and modern. But what makes me most excited about the city of Medellin are the beautiful and wonderful students that have gathered from all over Latin America to come here to the Reformed Seminary here in Colombia. And I have the privilege of spending the next several days teaching these guys 6, 7, 8 hours a day. These guys that are so hungry to hear the good word of how to be leaders in their home, how to be leaders in their church, how to be leaders in the business world. These are the young men that are going to change America. Men from Cuba, men from Bolivia, from Venezuela, from Colombia, men from all over Latin America. And I have the privilege of teaching them. And as I'm sitting here in Colombia tonight, I want to share a story with you from my new book, the Book of Amazing Stories, called The Lost City of El Dorado. Beginning as a stream in Peru, the Amazon increases in volume until it becomes the mightiest river in the world. Its basin is nearly the size of the continental United States. 40% of all rivers in South America drain into this inland sea of jungle and swamp. By the time the monster reaches the ocean, it is about 200 miles wide at its mouth, dumping 57 million gallons of water into the Atlantic every second. Miles out to sea, sailors can dip into salty ocean and drink its fresh waters. The Amazon's vast reservoir of untapped riches is also a monstrous Venus flytrap, consuming the foolhardy enough to enter. Its dangers are legion. Armies of fire ants, pools of piranhas that strip away flesh to the bone within seconds, flesh-eating worms, and insects, poisonous plants, giant snakes, man-eating predators, masses of quicksand, and villages inhabited by Stone Age headhunters. Yet like the sirens of ancient mythology, the Amazon has lured its hapless victims with the tales of a lost city of El Dorado, or the Golden One. In 1542, Francis de Orlando led the first ill-fated expedition into the Amazon to find El Dorado. Along the way, almost 4,000 men perished from disease, starvation, and the poisoned arrows of headhunters. Later expeditions resorted to cannibalism to survive. In 1561, Conquistador Lope de Aguilar went crazy in search of El Dorado, slaughtering his own children and men. In the centuries that followed, the death toll mounted as thousands more searched in vain for this mysterious city. By the late 1800s, archaeologists concluded that the lost city was a cruel hoax. Then came the most famous explorer of all, legendary Percy Fawcett, the original Indiana Jones. In 1925, he confidently ventured into the heart of the Amazon to find what he called the lost city of Z. He never returned. To this day, his fate remains a mystery. Those who failed to find him or his remains decided that the lost city of El Dorado was indeed a myth. Today, we know the truth. Thanks to satellite imagery, scientists have uncovered an ancient city in the Amazon basin, complete with the remains of bridges, moats, roads, and city squares dating from AD 300 to 1283. Covering many miles, the city supported more than 60,000 people. The discovery proves that the Amazon once supported a rich civilization that predated the Inca Empire. What happened to it is as big a mystery as the fate of Percy Fawcett. This much we do know. A lot of misery and death might have been spared if early explorers had possessed Google Earth. The story of El Dorado, those who vanished looking for it, reminds us that we have one sure source today that gives us direction in this world when we're lost, looking for that which would satisfy our soul most. As I'm sitting here in this class, teaching these guys that if you want to be a great husband to your wife, you want to be a great leader in your church, if you want to make a difference in the world, if you want to find true manhood, true womanhood, true leadership, there's only one place to go. That's the Bible. The Bible gives you the direction to the truth. So I want to commend the Bible to you, to challenge you. You may not be a Christian watching this, but I would challenge you that the Bible gives you direction for life. It gives you direction for raising your family, direction for how to spend your finances, how to operate your business. There is no book more than the Bible to give you all that you need for life. Maybe that's why it's the best-selling book of all time. Well, I'm glad to come to you from Columbia. I'm glad you tuned in tonight. I hope you'll join me again on Thursday at 12:50 East Coast time in America, where we will again share with you another amazing story. God bless. You have a great day, you and your family.